Ooh, what is up, YouTube? This is Team Dreadnaught here, bringing you a deck discussion, or set discussion.
So you stopped for a second there.
Set discussion of
GB02.
GB02 Soaring Ascent of Gale and Blossom. This is the second set released after the Generations reset, in which we got all new characters. Where Vanguard got GX'd, except it's terrible, and as opposed to GX, which was great. In front of us we have our main legions of choice that we are using currently, as this is just post BT17
all the paper.
post BT17 meta. So we got the Dark Lord with
Still playing Abyss?
still playing Phantom Boss or Abyss, which
I think Zaharias.
why fix what isn't broken? Alfred Exiv, just because he doesn't have a Legion rare Think Saver yet, and that would be Mike. And Brandon with SP Tetra Burst, and myself with an SP Dragon Newt because I don't want to look for a Legion rare. And so I wasn't here for the last deck discussion video, so I'm back. So
I love you.
Woo. There's a lot of things I wanted to say about the set one discussion, but hey,
Same now.
it's all good.
Same now.
It's
Playing
all
with the cross.
It's all good. Cross pretty much deserves to get banned. It's too powerful. I'll say it.
And that's pretty much what they put in Cairo.
I was 100% wrong when I first evaluated the card. I thought he was just good, and then I was proven wrong. The guy was more than good. He was format warping. Not even defining, he was format warping. Way more than even Transcendence was at the time, so... Hey, what's done is done. The card should definitely be banned. Despite cards in this set we're about to talk about utterly destroying the fuck out of whatever the cross thinks it can do. But those cards should probably also be banned along with the cross.
Labros needed to be created.
Labros needed
They need to be banned. They need to be banned along with the cross. I'm not saying the cross shouldn't be banned, but the cross definitely deserves a ban hammer. That guy is just ridiculously powerful. But regardless, set 2, it has support for Neo Nectar, Aquaforce, Narukami, Great Nature, Gear Chronicle, and Royal Paladin, as long as introducing a couple more Cray Elementals. Came with a bunch of promos, which I'm sure English players will be happy about, because it's finally, more than likely, is going to finally be a printing of Taping Cat, which is the Soul Blast 2 Draw 1 for Great Nature. Something we haven't got yet. This set also introduces the new keyword Hexproof, Resist.
Hexproof?
That's what everyone's intentional.
That's what everyone in Vanguard even said.
Because it's hexproof. It has the exact same wording as hexproof. This keyword shouldn't exist, but we'll get into that later.
See? It doesn't deserve to exist.
No, it's because he can't target with his precious little abilities. Because it goes against his decks.
I had no precious ability.
Well, I'm sure Shadow Paladin and Royal Paladin was thinking of that. But regardless, we'll discuss that later. We'll discuss that later when we get to the cards. So going with the first card of the list is the special rare, kind of going in theme with Generation going in theme, kind of like the new versions of like buddy rares, I guess, for Vanguard, which was started with
Legion rare.
Well, no, which was started not with Legion rare. It was started with Glendios being a special rare. Legion rare was just a kind of a special new like advanced rate, but regardless,
this is just the normal printing of a triple rare.
Yeah, it's triple rare.
It's
a triple rare card that doesn't take up a triple rare slot.
It lets them shoehorn in another triple rare.
Yeah, and that will be the cover card of that, and that is Flower Princess of Spring's Beginning, Primavera.
She's amazing.
Great art, terrible card.
She's a great card. She's broken.
She is a grade 4 G unit. She's a grade 4 G unit for Neo Nectar, so 15k plus. Her effect is Stride, obviously, and then auto on Vanguard, counterblast 3, and choose 5 normal units in your drop zone, and then put them on top in any order, and then choose a card in your hand and discard it. When it attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 of your rear guards. Search your deck for up to 2 cards with the same name as each unit, then call them to rear guard.
Are always continue.
Well, shut up. Search your deck for up to 2 unit cards with the same name of the units that you chose, and call them the separate rear guards, and then shuffle your deck. So it's kind of like a weird limit break of Cecilia. Celica?
Cecilia, you had it.
Okay, Cecilia.
Cecilia called to Cecilia. This called
it's
on the field.
But it's okay, but it costs like $1 million. It's counterblast 3, put 5 on top, and then discard 1 for just calling 2 units.
Alright, look. Okay, I'm the new player now. I'll see this card. Why is this card even in the same set as Nambros?
You're comparing everything to Nambros' game.
No,
Don't do that.
No,
the card is just
this card has a cost, a huge cost for almost okay payoff. But the problem is, other cards in this set have too cheap of cost for what they do.
It should have been
Yeah,
it should have been
that okay pay.
If this was Counterblast 2, not discard, it would have been fine.
Yeah, it would have called so.
Counterblast 3 and then discard is like ridiculous.
Plus, you have 5 in drop zone. With Narukami not being a thing, if you fight that, this ability is never going to go off usually. 5
Yeah,
from units in the drops gonna hurt you.
yeah. It's weird to see so many grade 4s in the card list.
I know, right?
It's so weird. But yeah, that's Primavera. It's underwhelming to say the least.
Especially for a generation where like these Chronos Command on hit could like return the field.
It's better than it's not as good as Chronos Command, but Chronos Command isn't that good to begin with either.
Yeah,
It's just a fringe card you only play like one of.
Not these that good.
All right, going on to the next card, we have Flash Flame Divine Knight Samuli.
Hey, look, worse cards.
Samul.
Samuel.
Grade 4 Royal Paladin.
Oh, it's you.
15k power. Well, plus. He has Stride, obviously. And his effect is Counterblast 2. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone is 4 or less, and the number of rear guards you have is 5 or more, which is weird, because that wording would only, like, why more?
So I can get a 6 rear guard circle later in life.
I think that's the thing, like...
It's open design, just in case they introduce any kind of mechanic into open design.
So I can have my Legion rear guard.
Sure. Your Legion Stride. And... if the number of rear guards is 4 or 5 or more, and your opponent's damage is 4 or less, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal your opponent 1 damage. Which
can't activate.
triggers, you do perform the drive check. It is the in-between of Vortex and Dragon War. Because you can do the effect more than once, but the cost is different.
You can.
Yeah, you
It's
can.
on
It's when it
attack.
attacks.
Attack.
Oh, okay. Auto. I thought it was a mechanic. My fault. Okay, so you can only do it once per turn. But there's another deal damage card in a clan that isn't Shadow Paladin. It's Royal Paladin, which is weird. People, it's just another...
Bad.
I don't want to get into like arguments and shit, but it's another thing where when Royal Paladin gets an effect, it's okay, but when Kagura does it, it's...
My trigger is activated. If they hit a heal trigger, they heal a damage. If they hit a draw trigger, they draw a card. You negate it.
Yeah, that's what it's getting at. And he retired too.
And you gain 6.
If Divine Knight negated the trigger, people wouldn't bitch.
I wouldn't bitch.
On
Also,
Legion.
5 rear guards is pretty hefty. I understand you're Royal Paladin, but without the ability to call grade 1s, if those get shot down, I'm shot down.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just...
It's one of those cards that's a nifty one of in case you have the ability to do it.
I'm just trying to create conversations.
That's a nifty one of card
Yeah.
that if you have...
It's a decent
the
card.
ability-
It's a decent card considering all of the Royal Paladin strides aren't particularly that amazing.
I'm tired.
He's a good one of. He's not replacing Saint Blow, he's better replacing
Yeah, Saint Blow is just better only because he's a little more general. It's just better to have him on the field most of the time. Then we have the whole why are you a triple rare in the set, and that is Supreme Conquering Dragon Conquest Dragon. I'm surprised he isn't the first that has a limit break. This is the Murakami Stride. This is the Murakami Stride. His effect is once per turn, choose a face down unit. This is an act ability, obviously. So once per turn. I hate the English version of once per turn. One backslash turn. Once per turn, you can choose a face down card that has the same name as it and flip it up. So it's again one of those strides where the ability can only activate twice unless you have cards that unflip things. And even that, it's only twice. So if you do that, if the number of face up cards in your G zone is 2 or more, so you have to play another stride first. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row and retire it, and until end of turn, all units in your front row gain +5 for each open rear guard in your front rows, in your opponent's front row. So if they have two, if you stride over Vanquisher and kill the front row, and then use Conquest to kill the other front row, first off, it makes your Conquest Dragon become an Atmos, because he also gains +10. And then your 2 rear guards gain +10, and they have now more access to rear guards that gain power whenever you kill things in the front. So
power.
it's a decent Murakami unit.
power turns.
I hate that this is the boss of Murakami and it doesn't go with the theme that they kind of created for them of exiling stuff in the drop.
And stuff. It's like,
Yeah. See, I see exile if I'm playing Magic too much. They don't bind things.
So you do? So you heard us?
Like, it doesn't bind things, which is weird to me. Like, I felt like this card should have at least, like, bound whatever it retired. That's just me, though.
wouldn't have been too broken. It probably should have. It's what New Clans mechanic is.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually wouldn't have minded if it was give your front row +2 for each bind card your opponent has.
That'd be cool beans.
Like, it wouldn't have been as powerful as this, and at least it would have kept with the theme of them now binding cards that become the kind of exile cards, banish cards kind of motif, but oh well. Overall, the card's not bad. It's probably going to see more utility in non-Stride decks than it will in Stride decks. You'll probably see this a lot more. You'll probably see this card more in Knuckle Buster style decks or even the Vermilion Legion Revival decks, which we'll get to in a second. I don't see this guy being played. I don't see Murakami Stride being a thing. I just don't. Not to say that it's bad, it's just that it's underwhelming for what it does.
It's just there's other clans in here.
Yeah. Vanguard's getting to the point now where even fair cards aren't good enough.
I got that Conquering Legion.
But yeah, Conquest Dragon's cool. He's a great art. I can't wait to see what that art looks like foil.
yeah.
Seems like sweet. And then speaking of more Murakamis, we have Dragonic Vanquisher because every other clan had their Stride Breaker be a double rare.
Break Stride.
Break Stride's better.
Huh?
This one's a triple.
Yeah, so it's Susanoo.
Yeah, the Conquerors are one.
Is it just Conqueror the double rare?
Yeah.
Because the cross came in the set. Poor Blade Master.
See, I would rather have Vanquisher be the double rare and have the Vermilion one be a triple rare.
Poor Blade Master was gypped out of his triple spot because they had to keep dope potent in the damn game.
Vermilion gets treated like his stepchild.
Double rare.
You mean the Chaos Breaker wants to be a rare? Oh god.
Probably not going to be a Chaos Breaker.
It's keep going down. I hope it's not. But regard, getting off topic here. Then we have Dragonic Vanquisher, who is the Break Stride Break, whatever how you want to call him. The guy who does things and you stride on him.
Lovely.
The guy who does right.
Nice description.
Yeah, he has a Generation Break 2, which is this effect's always active as long as you have 2 face-up G units. It's what's his name?
Gauntlet Buster.
It's Gauntlet Buster skill. Whenever you retire a rearguard and it's put in the drop zone, deal 3,000 and crit +1.
Deal 3,000.
Yeah, power +3,000 and crit +1.
Putting so much magic expensive.
Be aware, because of the new Murakami effects that bind the things they retire, that will not trigger.
Yeah, well.
It goes to the drop zone.
All the bind says put it in the drop zone, then bind it.
Yeah,
Therefore, it goes in the drop zone by a skill, gives that power a crit, and then goes to the bind zone.
Alright. I know there's. I heard someone tell me that there was one that didn't do it. It just
They
had
made it
bind
work
it,
that
so-
way for
Alright.
weird reasons.
Maybe it was bad translation at the time. Alright. Okay, whatever then. It's just Gauntlet Buster. Whenever you retire something, gains +3 and a crit, which is Neato, I guess. Yeah, it's Neato. And then he has Counterblast 1. Whenever a G unit strides on him, you can pay the cost. If you do, choose a rearguard in your opponent's front row, retire it, and then bind that card face up. This is a. I wish they expanded on this a little more in this set for Murakami because I think it's a nice way to kind of. It's a nice way of kind of giving them an identity without them just being Kagero light.
Why the hell do you eat salt? We need to eat salt.
Kind of like a vaccine.
Regardless.
Dose just so you can
Stop eating salt.
I wish they would expand on this more so Murakami had
identity.
this kind of identity with them of just exiling stuff and binding them. Because that would have been a neat thing, but they didn't really expand on it that much. It's just pretty much this card and like 2 others. But regardless. Vanquisher is a good card. I just don't see him being played much in decks. Then for Gear Chronicle, here we go, Zach. We have
Chronicle.
We have Interdimensional
I'll
Dragon.
start it,
We have Interdimensional Dragon Fate Rider Dragon. He is a grade 4 stride for Gear Chronicle, power 15 plus.
Discussing it for shine.
Yes.
He has an act ability.
You may want to do this.
He has an act ability once per turn. No cost to this, by the way.
This guy's awful.
You can choose one of your rear guards, put it on the bottom of your deck, and then search your deck for one card with 1 grade greater than the unit that you put to the bottom, and then call it to rear guard. Shuffle your deck, choose one of your units for each face-up card in your G zone, and they get power plus 3,000.
It's a lot better than the original song.
Not a.
Did you see this?
Choose the one unit that you got called against plus 3,000 for each face-up G unit.
It's not a terrible card. It's just Gear Chronicle have a lot of good ones. Have actually good strides right now. So this one's kind of just not worth it.
I don't mind like 1 to 2. He can like rearrange. You can put a trigger back in if you need it, or if you need a grade 2, but only have a bunch of grade 1s somehow. Grab a grade 2.
What do you think, Zach? You played Gear Chronicle more than all of us did,
I hate this guy.
aka a week or two.
I hate this guy so much.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I should be able to switch grade 2 units, but no, I have to call exactly 1 grade higher.
Yeah.
Well, what if I want a grade 3 on the field? I can't call grade 4 from the deck.
All right, we're gonna.
That's my issue.
Now we're gonna go from bottom to top here, so we can save the last two
Personally.
for very certain fucking reasons. And then
personally, I hate
now we're gonna go on to Neo Nectar. And first off, in Neo Nectar, we have Sacred Tree Dragon, Jingle Flower Dragon. Because now even Nectar has dragons for some damn reason.
Yeah.
They
they
had
went.
dragons, they had Arboros.
Yeah, they've always had
No, the
dragons.
AK beats. I don't care about that.
They've always had dragons, but
Well, what
Arboros dragon was a great 3.
But what I mean is, Neo Nectar is defined by lettuce paladins. Neo Nectars are defined by lettuce paladins.
yeah,
They're defined by musketeers.
it's weird.
And now all of a sudden, here comes
these maidens riding dragons and shit.
Here comes big green dragons out of fucking nowhere. So yeah, this is
the old guardian dragon of Neo Nectar.
So yeah, this is the stride unit. Power 15, obviously, grade 4.
God.
Its effect is act once per turn. Its effect is act once per turn. Choose a face down card named Jingle Flower Dragon from your G zone. Turn it face up. And if the number,
AKA best name in the game.
yeah, if the number of face up cards in your G
Big Barry,
zone,
my team.
if number of face up cards in your G zone is 2 or more, choose one of your units until end of turn. That unit gets. During your turn, all of your units get plus 2,000 for each unit you have with the same name as this one. So basically, gives them Arboros' effect, doesn't it?
No, if you only have 1, it still gives everything plus 2.
Oh, okay.
This is great. It works well with the clan. It's way better than Primavera.
It's not bad.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Not everything needs dragons. We'll say it now.
Everything.
Not
needs
every
dragons.
not every damn clan needs dragons.
Even if
Yeah,
it's a wolf, it's
very
a dragon.
solid card.
like Gear Chronicle
works
came
with
out of the game
Nectar
with
stuff.
dragons.
Yeah.
Omniscience dragon is clearly a fucking
Well,
wolf
before we
dragon,
get to that, we're gonna get to.
but
Now we're going into Great Nature.
Famous Dr. Big Barry.
We have famous Dr. Big Bear, which is a
Big Bear.
giant fucking panda bear.
If you read his lore, he writes on himself.
That's
Like
me.
he uses his belly as a chalkboard.
that's me in a future life.
So yeah, this guy is the Great Nature Break Stride, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
You're right.
The things that do shit when you stride on him.
Break strides.
He is his effect. His first effect is
It's me in a future life.
his first effect is Generation Break 2. It's half of an egg stage. Choose one of your rear. Whenever it attacks, choose one of your rear guards. It gains power plus 4,000. And at the end of turn, draw a card and then retire that
Check the
unit.
time on the camera.
You
I didn't want
dirt.
to stop him.
At the end of your turn, draw a card and retire that unit. It's a decent effect. That is Egg Mignette's ability, basically. The break. It's like half a break ride. Choose one your rear guard, give it plus 4, draw a card, retire it. It's decent, and then its other
Oh my
ability.
God, have you seen their AK and Tengi beats?
And then it's-
fucking adorable.
I like to do Murakami ones, like.
They're kitties. They're little kitties. They're fucking adorable.
And then its other ability is Counterblast 1.
I'm
When
a
a,
great nature now.
Counterblast 1, when a unit strides on it, you can pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 of your rear guards, give them power plus 4,000. And when a unit in the same column with this, when a unit's attack in the same column, if the unit's attack in the same column as this unit hits a vanguard, if the attacking power is 2,000 or 20,000 or more, draw a card. This effect would be great. Like, it wouldn't be too overpowered if it wasn't for the next card we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
This card, Spencer.
Because
Spencer always hated great nature. You know that.
you make it makes it sound like 20,000 is going to be a hard number to achieve, even with the plus 4. But no, oh no, not at all.
You know it counts in boost, right?
I know. I know.
Spencer's always hated great nature. You know that.
It's just this card would be fine if it wasn't for the next card.
Wouldn't hate this card.
Like overall, this card's just fine because you're just drawing a card.
I probably like that card.
And-
it sounds fun.
Yeah,
and then
like,
you
it's-
have this guy.
Like, it's fine. Big Barry is a fine card, but now it all goes up in smoke with this fucking thing, and that is Omniscient Dragon Madagarm.
Magomana.
This is This is the win card for Vanguard, not Great Nature, for Vanguard.
The win card.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have clan fight, so yeah.
If you play this game, if you play this card, you win 9 times out of 10.
Spencer secretly hates Great Nature.
9 times out of 10.
Secretly.
The 1 time out of 10 you don't win with this card is because it goes to time because you're laughing too hard at your opponent crying. I'm not making this up.
Go on, buddy.
This thing's effect is act once per turn because, you know, you need to activate this more than once per turn. It's kind of +1. Choose a face down Omniscient Dragon in your G zone, turn it face up. Number of face up cards in your G zone is 2 or more. Choose up to 2 of your rear guards, so on a turn, they get +4. So bear in mind now your rear guards get +8. So with a 9, that's now a 17.
Before we get to the other skill, you know what kills me about this card? It's not till the end of battle, it's the end of turn. So the stand trigger is more potent now. So
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. I know, it's ridiculous. They don't even retire the rear guards.
I know, it's stupid.
It's disgusting. But anyway, they get +4. So remember, if you stride on Big Barry, the guys in the front row now get +8.
And when they hit draw card.
And the 20,000 counts as the boost, don't forget. So when you boost, you're going to have, if you have a standard 16 rear guard column, now
Big
you
Bear
have,
gives the power of the back row.
now they have plus,
Gives the power of the front row.
yeah, now that, you just give them all the front
Big
if you
Bear
want.
is unit in the same column as this hits, so you get the power of the back row.
Yeah. So one column's going to hit, and the other one is going to hit also because it's going to be 20,000 with this if it's a 16k column. Because it counts the boost when you find out if it's 20,000 or more. And don't forget, you can also play Binoculars Tiger.
No, you put a new one.
Yeah. It's a rare.
It's a rare.
okay.
It's a rare resist.
Oh, well, fine. I'm just trying to make it harder on people to win more. It's like, all
It's a
right.
Binoculars Tiger with resist.
Yeah, they're rare.
Fucking
I'm just trying to make.
whatever. I was trying to make it easier on people. Whatever. Anyway, they get 4,000 and the effect rear guard. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, if this unit's power is 20,000 or more, until end of that battle, your opponent cannot call.
No, it has the effect until the end of turn, but until that battle, you can not read once.
Yeah.
So whenever it's back.
Yeah. So if you stand it, they still have that effect. Until the end of the turn, your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from their hand to Guardian Circle.
It's right here if you guys want to read it, if you don't believe it.
Moment of silence.
It's not to believe.
A moment of silence for the.
This is
How the hell would we make that ability up?
This is the picture
I made
on
worse.
Omniscience Dragon.
He's a fucking wolf. I don't care what anyone says.
I've made worse effects.
So let me get this straight.
I need to be worse.
For 1 counter blast and 1 flip, give your rear guards the ability to automatically hit the Vanguard.
Let's 2. Big Barry. Try Big Barry. There were no card in Guardian Circle, and then they draw a card.
Here's the bullshit part about this card. A, the 20,000 threshold counts the boost. And B, if you hit a stand trigger, the unit keeps the effect. Great Nature is known for stand triggers. If you hit a stand trigger, the effect still stays on the unit you stand.
Every single fucking stream that's gonna keep going. People want the D, people get the D.
This card has now become the cancer, ruining Vanguard.
Kinda.
Him by himself was fine. He was an ultimate break. He was in
I
a.
always hated that card.
It was an ultimate break.
Testicular cancer.
This card might have been undercosted, but you never felt like it won the game in
You know what
terms
I fucking
of.
hated about that card? It's that Maelstrom is predisposed ahead of a certain battle, and he's just all like, ultimate break, no battle, no shields for you.
The fact that he was an ultimate break was fine. It's what made him not overpowered or game warping. These new can't guard abilities are becoming cancerous and ruining this game.
Yeah, there's fucking
And now it's just taken.
that does that.
And now it's just taken to a whole nother level.
it's Sub-Zeros.
And now it's just taken to a whole nother level and given the ability of giving that effect now to rear guards, and then being able to stand them afterwards.
Yeah, did you know
And they
that?
still have that ability.
Yeah. Gear Carnival is a common GB1, Camel's one, some turn to the bottom. Pay the cost if you do. You probably can't call zeros to Guardian Circle in this attacks.
Yeah, it's getting.
That's resist.
This is getting ridiculous now. Like, this card just should not exist. This card is way too powerful.
Probably.
And I've seen people talk about this card, like, praising it, like, this is exactly what Vanguard needs. No!
What Vanguard needs to be purged.
Like, People need to stop.
Ambrose?
People need to stop this. Like,
Like on the ban list.
people need to stop this fucking anything but Kagero fucking argument. We get it. Kagero's broken and overpowered. That doesn't mean other clans are allowed to have broken, overpowered things.
What's only you get broken and overpowered cards?
No.
What is this shit?
No, Kagero should be banned too.
I'm kidding. I know. Fuck.
We need the Great Purge.
I'm
right
not
now.
saying the cross shouldn't be banned. I'm saying Omniscient Dragon should be
Take
banned
everything.
also.
We need
The card's just too powerful.
the Great Purge right now. You know, just there we go. We're purged. No.
This is the only
These
fair.
are fine. These
Wait,
are
wait,
bad
wait.
cards.
No,
These are
no.
fine. We're purged.
This is the only fair card now on this fucking board.
Maybe it is.
I'm just going by what
We're purged.
I'm just going only by what Mike says. This is now the only fair card. This would be included, but I said what Mike
No,
thinks.
he thinks Sagittarius is
Oh,
broken.
the only fair card is this one. Every clan has it.
We're purged now. This is what Vanguard should be.
Nothing but 12K attackers.
Nothing but 12K.
It is nothing but 12K attackers.
Please back continue.
But yeah, Omniscient Dragon just should not exist. Like this card goes above and beyond what I think a Vanguard should do, especially a stride unit like this. Like people say it has a
Flip
cost. Like people say it has a cost in which you have to wait a stride turn to do it. A big fucking deal. That just
Yeah,
means you have to go through
like-
another turn of your opponent having to guard stuff, or else they take more damage to where the attacks from the rear guards of this are even more potent, or even
It's
more
like-
lethal. Imagine if you use this shit with Locks. Locks now has a
That's
fucking
actually what I'm
purpose.
thinking about.
Because Locks can give criticals to itself.
Locks in criticals to rear. Ew!
Yeah.
Like, this actually gives Locks a potential purpose. I doubt it will, though, because people are just going to play Binoculus Tiger and shit like that. I've actually heard people talking about playing Leopold Reverse still with this.
I would just play the break strike, to be honest.
My issue.
No, they
Well,
have
I mean,
Polaris
as
that
the-
works on rear guard now.
As the other grade 3, I mean.
My issue.
They play 4 Big Berry, 4 Leopold Reverse.
Oh, there's a rare in this set. When it attacks a Vanguard, counter +1, choose one of your rear guards, stand it, gets +4, retire the end turn. You have a Polaris and rear guard. That works with
Keep
Mega.
going and not.
My issue with the excuse, I have to wait a stride turns like Boo fucking who. I have to have a high power column and points to guard. I get triple
Man,
drive.
I have to wait a stride
know?
turn to attack my opponent 7 times, all hitting lethal numbers.
Like, Omniscient Dragon...
Man, I have to get triple drive.
Like, Omniscient Dragon is just a broken card. The whole having to wait a turn to,
Stride is broken.
to basically end the game. But Conquest isn't. Like, that's the thing. Like,
It's a triple drive for me.
what I mean is there are some fair strides. There are fair strides.
Yeah, the Royal Paladin.
To me, it's the
Omniscient
triple
Dragon
drive.
isn't fair. It's
Yeah,
a
of course not.
game-ending card. And even if they survive, they just sacrifice a shitload of cards out of their hand. Their backswing is going to be so weak that you can just stride Omniscience again, and that's pretty much game.
I just dislike the triple drive.
I think-
Omniscient Dragon should... If the cross should be banned, so should Omniscience. Ban them both. And then the next card we're about to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
And the next card on that list, and the last triple rare of the set, is Marine General of the Sky and Earth, Lambros.
Mabu.
This dude is fucking ridiculous.
This is the Aqua Force. This is the Aqua Force game. This is the Aqua Force game breaker.
This is fucking ridiculous.
This thing's cost is just choose a card name, Marine himself in the G zone, turn it face up.
Persona G float.
Yeah, whatever. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, this is the 4th battle or more, you may pay the cost, because Bushy Road still thinks having to get a 4th attack
That is cool.
and a clan based on
I'm
a
sorry,
shitload of 4th attacks, they think that the restrictions still.
Before, yes, the 4th attack was somewhat hard.
When all you had were the stupid bad Storm Riders.
yes,
it was a
hard-
restriction.
It was a restriction. Now
But
it's
now
not.
there's shit like Starless. There's all
Magnum.
there's the
Magnum Assault.
there's
Sitacia.
the column switchers. There's
Sitacia.
Tidal Assault. There's
Magnum Assault.
Yeah,
You know what
it's-
he does, right?
yeah. There are so many things that enable.
And then they have the dumbass thing attack from the back row. that
Sitacia.
has-
Yeah, they have so many things now that enable a 4th attack that is no longer restricted. It's no longer a
This
cost.
will say there exists, right? On the 4th, it's an 8K grade 2. When it attacks a Vanguard in the 4th battle of the turn, at the end of the battle, retire it, draw 2.
I'm leaving. Walking home.
Zach, get to sit back down.
Sit the fuck back down.
Zach, get over
It's
here.
an 8K!
Burger.
Alright, let's finish reading the
All right. Anyway, when you
car keys.
When you play this card for absolutely no cost, you can choose up to 2 of your rear guards and stand them. Then if the number of face-up cards in your G zone is 2 or more, the units that were stood with this effect get plus 10,000. So, Brandon, explain why Explain
This is
how.
absolutely fair.
Explain.
Perfect fucking conditions. How many attacks can you get off?
Explain how in one simple attack step this basically ends the game unless your opponent has all 4 perfect cards in their hand.
This is not perfect condition. This is average condition from what I have. If I have a Magnum Assault, a High Tide Sniper, 2 Tsuchiyas, and anything else on the board behind High Tide, I can attack with Magnum Assault, boosted. No, actually, at the beginning of the turn, attack with the Tsuchiya behind Vanguard at a rear guard because it's actually for 9k. It's 1 attack. Attack the Vanguard for at least 15 to 16 for 15 because you have a Tsuchiya behind Magnum Assault. That's 2 attacks. Stand Magnum Assault, give him +2 from his own ability. Now he's sitting at 11. He stays there. Attack the Vanguard for 19 with a High Tide Sniper. That's for an ability because it's a 3rd attack.
Keep in mind it's unboosted.
This is all unboosted. Attack the Vanguard for 26 with Lambros. G flip 1. Stand the Tsuchiya behind Magnum Assault and stand High Tide Sniper. They both gain 10k. Alright, and plus any triggers. If I hit a stand trigger, Tsuchiya behind Vanguard going to be swinging it for 14. But average conditions. Then after that, you swing 11 at the Vanguard with the stood Magnum Assault, 19 at the Vanguard with the stood Tsuchiya, 24 at the Vanguard with the stood High Tide Sniper. That's 7 attacks, all hitting Vanguard numbers that your opponent has to guard.
What does Primavera cost counterboss 3?
Ridiculous.
People thought Spike Brothers were broken.
Hang on.
Well, hold on.
Spike Brothers have to hit break right,
Hold on.
otherwise their big combo does nothing.
Hold on.
In set 16, they are broken. In GB2, they're not broken. That's what we're saying. This dude's freaking ridiculous. What's his face? Is the Wolf Dragon's fucking ridiculous.
This doesn't even include if you fucking break stride this bitch.
We haven't even hit double rears yet, guys. I just want to put that out there.
This whole set just breaks.
The Aquaforce break stride also breaks this thing.
Savas, my nigga.
Also, Savas allows for another. Look at that. No counterboss cost.
By the way, Savas,
Retiring.
Stride, when a Vanguard attacks, if the 4th attack can work, choose 3 of your opponent's rear guard. Your opponent chooses 1 from among those rear guards and retires it.
For free, guys.
It is a Generation Break 2 ability. When he attacks a Vanguard, if it's a 4th battle of the turn or more, he gains a critical and your opponent cannot call grade 0s to guard
And your opponent cannot play.
Initially, I'll say this is free, guys, but Chrono Jet's a Chada card gained like 5,000 stop perfect shields, so I can't really yell at him for stopping shields for free. Fucking Chrono Jet does that.
The cross cast counterblast 1 and discard.
Yeah.
I play Royal Power.
Like, I'll say that. At least the cross has a fucking cost.
I play Shadow Paladin, my shit's not out yet.
It's still a low cost for what it does, but it has a cost. It's not free.
Yeah, exactly. It has a cost.
It's still under cost, don't get me fucking wrong.
I play Neo and Royal Paladin. My cards in the set were Primavera and Samuel. Both of them have way too high.
I play Angel Feather.
I'm gonna pet your hair.
Their stride is god awful.
No, you don't.
That's
You
fine.
have Angel Feather. You don't play Angel Feather, you have Angel Feather.
Yeah, that's part of the collection. No, their new stride is fucking terrible. But regardless,
Well, every clan gets 2.
Lambros, Omniscience Dragon, and the Cross should absolutely fucking be banned from this earth. They should not exist.
Brandon,
Facts.
he is the Marine General of the sky and earth. We need to send that bitch to space.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. We've done the testing. Lambros and Omniscience Dragon will always beat Cross. It can't lose to it. It's too fast. The Cross can't keep up.
No, that's just a set after set.
But-
That's just a second set
Yeah.
that just makes one deck slow now.
Those 2 cards should be banned. Lambros and Primavera. They're too powerful. But then the Cross should also be banned.
Hold the
because
fuck up, you just have Primavera.
Omniscience Dragon, I'm sorry.
I was like,
Primavera, you should be allowed to play 8. Like, let's be honest
Mike just
here.
gave me this look.
Primavera, you should be allowed.
If you have Primavera in your G deck, you should be allowed to expand your G deck higher.
Yeah, like she shouldn't count towards the G deck limit. But yeah, Omniscience Dragon and Lambros should absolutely be banned, and then so should the Cross because he would be back to being the top deck if those 2 got banned. All 3 should be banned. They're just because Lambros and Omniscience don't allow you to play Vanguard. I hate-
Hey, Lambros does. You just have very limited turns.
But the Nova Grapple will step in as the best deck in the meta.
No, nobody plays Nova Grapple for some reason.
It depends on what's in their extra booster.
Nova Grapples don't have
That's Dimensional, please.
Oh, sorry.
Which already broke this game with 1 common Dimensional Robo Limit Break Neighbor.
I don't know,
That
I-
doesn't even broke that.
I don't know. I think Paladins can fight grapplers.
Oh, dude. Dark Superman, man.
I think
I
I
hate that guy.
But regardless, those are the triple rares.
The fact that they
Those
had
are the
to
triple-
limit Laurel before the set even get released.
Those are
kinda scares me.
those are the triple rares. You have a bunch of fair cards, and then 2 just should be ban cards.
3 dimensional robo restandard.
And then 1 terrible
shields,
card.
which
Her name is
is great
Prima
for the loose triple drive.
Then we go to the double rares. We have Elegant Knight, Benazil,
Guys, this down.
Elegant Knight Benazil, Royal Paladin grade 2. He is the
I'm not loving Kiss Tiger.
Awesome. His effect is a counter boss 1, soul boss 1. When this card is placed on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Automile in its card name, may pay the cost. If you do search your deck for up to 1 grade 2, not 2 or lower, grade 2.
You're too higher?
No, just grade 2. Card other than a card named himself, call to rearguard, and then that unit gets plus 2,000.
Solid card if you're playing Automile. Most of you are playing Stride
Right.
Saber anyway.
I would think the card would be great if it could call itself.
I think the card would be the Stones good call grade ones.
Well, yeah.
Why can't I call grade
Yeah.
ones?
Why
Just a
can't
decent-
you?
Fan to him, give him
Why
that
can't
back.
you? Because of all the
decent
damn
card.
Soul Blast draw cards you got.
Then we have something that hasn't happened since.
for you.
Then we have something that hasn't happened since set 2, and that is foil triggers.
Yeah!
For both Gear Chronicle and
Royal
Paladin. We will
Foil-
explain just one of them and just change their respective names.
Pretty much.
They do the same damn
Yeah,
thing.
they're the same thing. Yeah, I'll see either way. The Gear Chronicle and the Royal Paladin crit triggers, they're both double rares. They both have the ability of putting them.
MSV.
They both have the ability to, if they're, you can put it into your soul when your Vanguard attacks.
If the
For
respective
the Royal-
Vanguard is
If the Royal Paladin one, if you have Automile as your Vanguard, you can put the skull, give it +5. For Gear Chronicle, if your Vanguard is Chrono Jet Dragon, you can put it in the soul, give it +5
And draw card.
for that battle, and then draw a card. You know. They're fine. I don't think they deserve double rare status, but I guess they're just trying something new. Be aware though that the Gear Chronicle one has a name that will not be this in English more than likely.
Throbbing worker.
Throbbing Worker. He will probably have a different name in English. It's just a weird name.
To be fair, those were commons people would flip.
Yeah.
If those were rares, people would flip.
And then,
They were
then in double
rares.
rares, trying to speed this up a little bit, we have Dragonic Kaiser Crimson, who is the Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion Revival Legion. He's a good
Spend so much time on this one too.
He's a good card. I think he's underpowered, but it's still a pretty good card. At Legion with Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion, the not the set 6 version. This is the first, and keeping with Neurocomi being the one that always break the mold and things. This is the first Legion that has a limit break ability. The only Legion has a limit break ability. And its limit break ability is that it makes your Vermilion's limit break ability free. All the time. So you can Vermilion Thunderbolt all the time for free, which means every turn you can attack the front row and give your Vanguard +2 for the turn all the time. So it's a 24 attacker to the front row all the time.
What have we become, man? That ability just costs kind of about 3.
I know, that ability use cost kind of... Well, it's because they realized that they reduced the cost with Knuckle Dragon and people still didn't play it because that effect doesn't do anything. All the best rear guards in the back row. And then you can Soul Blast it to give it another 2,000 if it's in Legion, or if you have a booster behind it. You just gotta have something in the same column. It's a decent card, don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna build a deck because it's gonna be fun as hell. But don't expect it to be topping tournaments anywhere soon. It's just a fine card. It's nothing special about it. It is making Vermilion relevant again though, which is nice. I like Vermilion a lot. Then we have Voltage Horn Dragon.
Hope so.
I love-
All he did was bitch about that he wasn't a card anymore.
I know. Then we have Voltage Horn Dragon. I love this damn card. It's great art. It's a 9k grade 2 for Neurocomi. Its effect is counterblast 1 when this unit attacks the Vanguard, and this unit is boosted. You may pay the cost if you do choose an opponent's. Your opponent chooses one of his rear guards, retires it, and then binds that card face up. So this is more keeping in line with the thing about Neurocomi binding cards, so they can never be used ever again. This is nice because now with Legion still being a thing, this doesn't trigger Legion because they have to, whatever they're retiring, they have to get rid of permanently. So now it's a little more at stake of what you put back. You can't just put back things that you would just Legion back in the deck later.
Works great with Vermilion. Vermilion will attack the front row first, forcing them to choose a back row.
Yeah, it also works good with Vermilion because now they have to get rid of front row stuff, and with Vermilion being free, obviously you have all the counterblast in the world. Death Scythe now becomes once again the most broken counterblast to retire, like he always was.
Death Scythe.
Kidding. Then we have some Perfect Shields, Aqua Force, Great Nature, finally.
All the clans that did not get a perfect shield that unflips the damage last set got it this set.
Right, which is Murakami, Aqua Force, Neo Nectar, and Great Nature. They all got a new Perfect Shield, which can only guard the Vanguard, but if you have a copy of that Perfect Shield in the drop when you use its effect, you can unflip one, which is nice.
What? Why did Power Creep Perfect Shields? Because people were bitching that sort
The names of them are the Murakami's is Dragon Dancer Anastasia, Aqua Force is Guardian of the Sea Platon. Great Nature's is Contradiction Instructor Shell Master.
Shell? Have you seen his artwork?
Yeah.
Giant turtle.
The giant turtle with a shell like this. It's badass.
And the Neo Nectar's is Maiden of Passion Flower.
Yeah, it's not 100% orange though.
Yeah. Then going along more of the double rares, you have Glimmer Breath Dragon for Gear Chronicle. I almost said Steam Chronicle.
Steam Chronicle.
The claim might be played with that.
Yeah. Of Gear Chronicle. This one's effect is Generation Break 1. Generation Break 1, Soul Blast 1. This is basically just a copy of the Royal Powder one we read earlier. But of course, this one has to be fundamentally better as it can search grade 2 or less.
What are you talking about?
But no, it doesn't. It just returns.
Steam
to
Breath
the bottom.
returns grade 2 or less.
Yeah, return the grade 2 or less from the field to the bottom of the deck. Game
Oh!
today.
I'm retarded, never mind. This one's effect is Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1 is placed on a rear guard, and your Vanguard is...
Chrono Jet.
And your Vanguard has the name Chronojet. So even if you stride and you have choose Chronojet as your heart, it'll still count Chronojet. You may pay the cost if you choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards, put it to the bottom of their deck, and then
I think it's 2.
Glimmer Breath Dragon gets +2. Decent card. Definitely something they needed. They just don't have ways of doing good stuff. Going down, we have Blue Storm Marine General Michael.
He might be a sleeper.
Cal.
This card is possibly broken.
He has to be used properly.
Michael.
You have to know. He's a card that's good by itself, but to make the true use of it, you have to know how to play Aqua Force.
This thing is a
That
Legion.
thing switches around the whole fucking field, Brendan.
I know you have
This
to know
thing-
how to play.
This thing is this thing is a Legion. First off, let's put that out of the way. This card is a Legion. Now, the thing that this card Legions with. Now, the thing that this. Alright, stop. The card that this thing Legions with needs to die. This is the first
It
instance.
can't die.
This is the first instance of we get the resist keyword. Its Legion mate is Blue Storm Marine General Milos. Remember Tidal Assault? He's the same fucking thing, except it only works when your Vanguard's in Legion, and he has the new keyword resist. Which, if you ever played Magic the Gathering, it's the keyword hexproof. If you know what that is, it's this unit cannot be chosen by an effect of one of your opponent's cards. Meaning you cannot target it for retiring, you cannot turn it to bounce, you cannot turn it...
Fucking.
you just
touching
can't
it.
target it.
That works on the rear guard, the Guardian Circle, and Vanguard.
Vanguard, rear guard, and Guardian Circle.
Finger blaster.
Just to stick this to completely cover the entire spectrum of fuck you.
At least you can target it in the draw.
Yeah, it hates on some of the most broken cards, up to Die Kaiser and Vermilion.
Down to the worst cards.
Vermilion,
Blaster.
even to the absolute worst cards like Blaster Joker and Shiryuki. Because you can't target it to minus its attack by 2,000.
You target Michael.
Huh?
You target Michael.
No, if it's on Vanguard though.
You just target Michael.
Blaster Joker.
Blaster Joker, yeah.
Stops Blaster Joker.
Once again, to make sure I hate Aqua Force even farther, it stops him from
Resist is terrible card design, I just want to point that out. But regardless, this is the Legion card with Michael. Michael's effect is, his non-Legion ability is whenever he attacks with the 4th battle or more, he gets +5. So he always has +5. And his Legion ability is choose a card to Persona Blast. Just Persona Blast, by the way. Remember, Aqua Force doesn't have cost unless it's Maelstrom.
Even he was like kind of
And even he was awesome. I said first, and then we get to his Vanguard ability, which, keep in mind, again, is also free because nothing in Aqua Force costs something unless it's a Maelstrom card.
This motherfucker costs counterblast just to gain 5k in a crit.
Okay, Maelstrom and Tetra. At the end of the battle, this unit attack the Vanguard. If it isn't leading, if it was the 4th battle or more, because again, that's the cost or something.
Now.
If you do, exchange the position of all of your rear guards. Then choose up to 2 of your rear guards and stand them. Brandon?
Yes. Explain.
Please explain.
Why does card exist?
Why, Brandon?
Because he.
Why do you hate on the law, Brandon?
Because I don't believe in him.
Regardless, why does this card have to exist?
He's just fine.
Why does Aquaforce not cost anything?
What Ambrose will give you is a powerful card,
Can
and
you
Michael
tell
is
us that?
just fine.
Can you tell us what Aquaforce is costing?
Yes, okay, Michael is fine. Why the fuck is resist like not given to
I don't understand
actually
why
needed?
these guys hate resist. I mean, I can understand Spence because it resists his pressures retiring, but I understand him. But
I
I don't
speak for
understand why you
everyone.
guys hate resist so much.
I speak for all the clans.
See this clan right here? That's a Shadow Paladin, but Royal Paladin.
Bushy.
Hey,
If you want retire to be less impactful, make it cost more.
there we go.
If you want retiring to be less impactful, make it cost more. Don't fuck over the entire game.
Oh, boo boo.
Two of the clans that actually need to resist the most are rear clans that rely on their rear guards.
I guarantee you there'll never be an Angel Feather card with resist. Even though they would be the other clan that would desperately need it.
Paladin clans, Neonectar.
Well, no, Aquaforce and Angel Feather would be the ones who need it the most.
I don't know what was this. I want to be able to kill him with.
If I don't get if I don't get 1,000,000 or 1,000 Ray Pegasus that have resist, then it's over.
That's burning.
Yeah, this is for dark.
I thought you were targeted period.
Royal Paladin and Neonectar need it the most out of any clan. The most out of any clan.
Angel Feather. Angel Feather.
Guys.
A clan that's completely
I think-
resilient on calling shit to the rear guard.
I think you were missing out on my main deck.
No, because that makes 4th attack on a cost.
Alright, this is getting out of hand.
They were doing main clan Merc.
After Stupid Michael, we have Crayon Tiger. Crayon Tiger. Who looks nothing like a tiger.
You never heard of Crayon Tiger?
He's an adorable little fucker.
He's a 9K Great Nature card.
Adorable.
His ability is once per turn Generation Break, Counterboss 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if this unit is boosted, you may pay the cost. If you do choose one of your other rear guards, it gets plus 4,000, and at the end of the turn, draw a card and retire that unit. So it's basically just a better Binoculus Tiger with a draw 1 stamped onto it. And you have
Yeah,
Counterboss 1, and you have to have
It's when they're boosted.
and you have to generate. Yeah, it's the whole Generation 1.
Oh,
It's whole G Break 1. Whenever it's boosted, do clan mechanic.
Tax of Vanguard.
Yeah.
Boosted, do clan mechanic.
It's a good card. I don't think it'll be played over the better Binoculus Tiger we'll get to later.
That just has resist. It's a common in the set. Common, by the way. 9K when
Well,
it
this
attacks.
one's a double.
When it attacks and something 4K, it has resist.
Hidden Sage Maron? Is that a rare?
No, it's
Are we into the rares?
That means you're done.
Okay, we're into the rares. So that's all the double rares
We're
because
into
we
rares.
flew by the critical triggers and because of the
Perfect shields.
and because
so
of
it
the
took
perfect
so
shields.
long on triple.
Yeah, it took us a little long for this one. There's a lot of great rares in this set also. We're not going to be able to get to them all, obviously. At the end of the day, though, if it wasn't for 2 cards, possibly 3, this set wouldn't be terrible. It's just that Lambros and Omniscience Dragon completely blank every single other card in this set.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever though, what can you do? It's done, it's done. Such child.
But overall, this set does give good support to 2 clans that needed it, even though one of them got something that's obscenely broken in Great Nature and Neonectar. Murakami got pretty decent support. In my opinion, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be or was hoping it would be, but it's still good enough to where you could see some Murakami decks maybe showing up here or there. The Royal Paladin support is decent, considering the stuff they got last set wasn't great, but it wasn't bad, so this could give them a nice little power level boost. So basically, the whole power level of this game right now hinges on what happens to the Cross and Thinksaver, because the jury's still out on them too, whether or not Bushy's Road is going to ban them for the Japanese format. And then just how much Omniscience Dragon and or Lambros is going to shit on the meta until Bushy Road figures out that they probably made a mistake on them as well. But until that, But until that time, we're not going to know if the Great or if the Cross and Thinksaver get banned. The funny thing is, though, as powerful as Lambros and Omniscience Dragon is, I don't see Japan playing them. I see them just going back to Abyss if Thinksaver and the Cross get banned. I see them just going to Abyss.
3G flip technique.
Look, they hate those clans.
Yeah, because I don't think they like playing those clans. I think they like playing Paladins and Dragons. The Paladin and Dragon clans. They'll go back to playing Shadow Paladin.
It's possible, but we'll never know until the actual set comes out.
Or they'll just force Royal Paladin to play them. They'll just play Blaster Blade on deck. They'll just force the cards. That's what we saw what we saw day and night formats when it came to the English and Japanese when Transcendence and Omega Dragon came out. Transcendence and Glendios didn't fucking rule the bat over here because everyone was too busy playing Minerva.
Yeah.
But regardless, that's set 2. Once again, it's another set where we get signed cards as kind of specials.
No, we don't.
I thought we did.
Nope.
Oh, fuck me, the number.
Stop fucking with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll have more discussions, and we finally got some decks completed for you guys. We got some matches coming for you guys, so remember to tune in. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, visit our Twitter and our Facebook channel, and stick around for more videos, and we'll see you guys later.